today we'll have a look at this pen that came in this little pouch. Now, I actually don't know if it comes in this pouch or if the pouch is a separate purchase. But my friend Joe's, he lives in India, he lent me this pen. It's by Constellations88. I believe I have reviewed one of their pen sleeves at some point, but that's a while ago. Indian pen manufacturer, and here we have the pen. Now, this pen is... I'm just checking my notes because I just want to make sure I don't make a mistake here. The Constellations88, the elements bromine. All right, so that's the full name of the pen. It has some pretty nice features, I thought. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cover the parts of the pen. I'll do a writing sample. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Thanks for lending me the pen. I appreciate it. Okay, let's look at this Constellations88, the elements in the bromine finish. Comes in this cute little box, cardboard. I think this is really all you need for a pen box. I know your mileage may vary, but that's my opinion. In there is a little business card on Constellations88. He does a lot of hand-painted work, which is actually quite nice. And then there is this case, which is actually vegan-friendly leather. I think he describes it as, so it's not real leather. Again, I don't know if this pen came with the two-pen pouch. What I will say is it fits exactly in this box. So it's also possible that this was simply the box for the pouch. In any case, today we're focusing on the pen and not on pen boxes. There are two finishes of this pen. This is the bromine, as I said, and as I said, the model is called the Elements. There is also a sulfur finish. Both are limited. There is 88 of each finish. Constellations88, 88 pens. It makes sense. That's sort of rhymed as well. There is, on top here, the Constellations88 logo, and that is actually a silver coin that's embedded in the pen he said, to add value. And I think it's rather a pretty resin. Has some nice chatoyance. I am never 100% sure how to pronounce that. Let's cover the parts of the pen though. So here you have that silver coin. Silver is nice because it will also patina very nicely, and you can choose to polish that or leave it unpolished. Nice clip, simple clip. Springy, works well. I like the overall shape of the pen. It's a bit stocky, right? It's a bit fat, but it tapers down, I think, ever so slightly, and then it really tapers down there. You have a little ring there, sort of a center band, but that's actually the same material, so it's not a different material from the pen body, the barrel or the cap. And here at the bottom you have the end cap, just the barrel, which also has the number. It's actually number 2 of 88, so very early pen. The pen, the cap, I should say, unscrews. Here we have a nib. The nib is, let me zoom in a little bit for you. The nib has the has the BOK. It's a BOK nib, has the BOK logo on it, and it's a 1.1 millimeter italic nib. The section tapers down, has a little lip there, and you can see there's quite a step down from the barrel, which some people may or may not like. Threads are not particularly sharp. You do feel that step down a bit. For me, it's quite a long section, as you can see. I can put my whole finger down there. So there's definitely enough space for me. And then, should you wonder, you can post the pen. It's not very secure, so I'm not sure we were actually meant to post this pen. I do like it posted because, as I said, it's not the world's longest pen, and for some reason this is the type of pen I think I would post. Okay, now just because you may be interested, here is the Elements pen, and this is a Lamy Safari, so it gives you a bit of an idea of the scale of the pen. Definitely fatter, but not super long. Okay, I think we need to see how this pen writes, so I'm just grabbing my paper here. What we have here is the Constellations88. The elements, I'm not going to write down. Bromine elements, not bromine, you see. I get confused as I talk. Elements. There we go. The 1.1mm B.R.E nib, and the ink is a possibly slightly contaminated by another ink, Noodler's Navy. As a 1.1mm nib, it gives some nice line variation. It's not glassy smooth, but it is a pleasant writer. This is just very fast. You see the occasional skip, but I don't think it's that terrible. I don't find this the world's wettest nib. It's properly tuned, but it's not a gusher. Line variation, where you can have a little bit, always very careful when we do this. But of course, even with normal, no pressure writing, you already get that line variation because it is an italic nib. So there is that. Now, there is of course reverse writing, which with an italic nib is always a bit difficult. But you can see you can maybe squeeze out a couple words. It does get drier and it's not the most pleasant experience, but I have felt worse, to be honest. So there you have it. I think that is an adequate end to the writing sample. Let's see what I like about the pen and what I not like about the pen. Okay, so what do I like, what do I not like about the Constellations88 The Elements Bromine? I think the pen has some nice things going for it. First of all, I think the material is very pretty, very nice acrylic, and it just looks good. I also like the shape of the pen. I like that silver medallion. That's nice eye for detail. Manufacturing is fine. Tolerances, they all look good. A B.R.E nib is nice. B.R.E manufacturer, with known quality. So I think that's quite nice. It is a number 6 nib. I don't exactly know how this happened because the website lists this as, I think, what did I write down? Fine and medium nibs, I think, but then this is a 1.1mm. So I don't know if you can discuss this with the maker of the pens or something, but there is that. $110 for this pen. It is a limited edition. 88 pens is actually fairly limited too. And I don't think $110 is that terrible. If you look at a cartridge-converter filled acrylic, nice acrylic pen with a steel nib, I think current market price is about $160. So $110, and for a limited finish as well, is really not that bad. A couple of things I don't like so much. One thing is I just want to post this. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's a bit stocky, but I would just love to be able to post that really securely. I think for some reason it would be very comfortable, it would look good. That's not really a possibility. The other thing is, as always with acrylic barrels, people want, it has that smell of acrylic, people want to eyedropper it, but screw-in converter, sorry, it takes a while. There is that bit, and that is metal. So probably, to make sure it doesn't actually corrode, a good idea not to eyedropper that. So there is that. The final thing I wanted to mention is there is a big step down from the barrel, which not everyone may like. So there is that. Bottom line, interesting pen, interesting shape, very nice material, writes very nicely. Limited edition too, if you really care about that sort of stuff. So I think this is really not that bad, especially for $110. And that's all there's to it. So I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.
Bye.